Communities are picking up after a 109-mile-per-hour wind hit across the state. And a loss of control leaves a car crashing into a local business. And expect prices at the pump to continue to climb as the war in Iran continues. All of this and more coming up next.
Wyoming News Now starts now.
Hello and thank you for watching Wyoming News Now. I'm Valeria Fugate. The Cheyenne Police Department is warning the public of a text scam. It claims that recipients have paid unpaid parking fines from the DMV and must visit an attached website to pay. Officials say that the Cheyenne Police Services will not text you about unpaid parking tickets. The DMV does not issue parking tickets. If you wish to check the status of your parking tickets or verify that you do not have any unpaid tickets, you can call the Cheyenne Parking Services at 307-637-6586. And earlier this morning, a car crashed into the subway on Lincoln Way and Converse. Crews were there to quickly clear up the scene. There is no word yet as to what led to the crash or if anyone was injured. And Steenbergen says that it's important that people show up to the voting polls and vote this next primary in August and the general election in November. The last 2 years saw a low voter turnout, and these were the people who make sure that constituents' local needs are met. And Wyoming lawmakers are pushing back after Governor Mark Gordon vetoed part of the state's new 2-year budget. This is according to our news partners at the Wyoming Tribune-Eagle. Lawmakers have overridden 4 of these vetoes, putting several provisions back into the spending plan. One of the biggest disagreements was over a limit on state employees.
Casper News Now at 5 starts now.
Good evening. You're watching Casper News Now at 5. I'm Lilibeth Valles as always. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's get a check of our weather with Chief Meteorologist Carl Rippey. Hey Carl, some leftover gusts today, and we could be looking at a record-breaking heat by Sunday. What else should we prepare for?
True, we do have some warmth coming our way, and that is going to be pleasant as far as the way it feels. It is putting us in a little bit more of a risk for our fire weather concerns, so be aware of that as you're out and about. As far as how it started out this morning, it was beautiful sunrise. We had our share of clouds on the horizon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to a live edition of Wyoming News Now Sports. I am Ethan Bird, joined by Casey Clark-Malott, live from Arena Auditorium, following Wyoming's first home game of a regular season home game of the season for the men's basketball team.
Yeah, 99 to 75 point win over Northern State. Sundance Wicks' alum and former team he played for back in college. But overall, a great game from Wyoming. The start, though, not so great.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at some of those highlights that we got from the game. It was a sluggish start. Not really a sluggish start because they were scoring points, but a sluggish start when it comes to how they were playing defense. And Coach Wicks said the first thing that he did when he got into the locker room was write the word urgency on the whiteboard.
Yeah, he also mentioned that, maybe that they weren't as prepared as they thought for this Northern State team. It's a Division II team, as well as they went 2-26 last season. I don't think they're going to go 2-26 this year after what they did here against Wyoming, but just a slow start, and eventually after halftime, stopping that and getting things rolling defensively and offensively.
Well, Mattia Belic and Adam Herrera both hit on that they don't think the team came in expecting to have any type of battle with these guys and kind of overlooked them. But when we talk about Adam Herrera in his debut, a former D2 guy himself, he scored 12 points and made a big impact on this team.
Yeah, another big player is a freshman, Naz Meyer. He scores 19. That's the most points in a debut for a Cowboy as a freshman since Marcus Williams in 2020, and he went on to go win Conference Freshman of the Year. Excuse me.
Yeah, and Coach Wicks has talked about how this team's going to run, and boy, did they run. They were scoring quick and often. Let's go ahead and toss it on over to Sonny on what he thought following this win.
But all in all, man, good to get the win. Happy to get the win, but not happy with the process so far this game. I think that's what makes coaches lose sleep, is that a win's fun, but if the process to getting the win wasn't quite what you expected it to be as far as the defensive side of the ball is concerned. That will be an area of emphasis for us going forward.
All right, next for the Pokes, Cal State Fullerton on Saturday. Casey will be there covering that one. But now we need to turn our attention on over to the gridiron. Casey, when it comes to playoff football, your best players have to perform if you want to keep your season alive, right?
Yes, they do.
And that's exactly what our prep athlete of the week, East Keyshawn Brown, did on Friday night in a win against Campbell County. In that 31-21 win, or not Campbell County, excuse me, Thunder Basin, Keyshawn rushed for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also caught 3 passes for 13 yards, one of which was a diving effort to set up a field goal before the half. But what doesn't show up in the stat sheet, Casey, and all of you at home, was the final drive of the game, up just 3. East needed to bleed time off the clock and score. Keyshawn carried the ball for pretty much the whole drive, protecting the ball, and carried it into the end zone to ice the game.
So last year I had a problem with fumbling the ball, but throughout the week, I really work on, ball security. Falling behind my linemen throughout the game, and just being patient and waiting for the holes really got me those 3 touchdowns. So it felt good, last home game ever, on this field. So it feels good to get the dub with my guys. So.
All right, Keyshawn and the T-Birds are heading up to Campbell County on Friday for a big win to see who gets to go to that 4A East title, or that 4A overall state title game. That'll do it for us. Ethan Bird, Casey Clark-Malott, live from Laramie, because local matters. Wyoming News Now Sports. We're going to catch you all later.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in to the Cowboy State Shoot-Around, episode number 2. I am Ethan Bird, Casey Clark-Malott joining me, and as always, Jeff Wilson standing by in Casper.
Now, we had a packed show for you all, so 9 games of action. Let's get right into it, Ethan.
Yeah, getting the action started in Pine Bluffs, hosting the Guernsey Sunrise Boys. Colby Lerwick, he's going to get the scoring going for the Hornets, snaking his way through the paint and laying it in. Then Karsten Freeberg caps off a 9-0 run to start the game. Connor Bristow would stop the run with a bunny from a few feet out for Guernsey Sunrise. Now from there on, it was all Pine Bluffs, running their offense and utilizing a suffocating defense. They entered the half up 38-5. The Vikings would get more shots to go in the third quarter, but the Hornets proved to be just too much, playing some of great ball and earning their first win of the season, 65-20. Freeberg finished with 20 points, and Colby Lerwick added 13.
Most of us have been playing together since like third, fourth grade, and it helps us a lot. The chemistry, we pretty much do everything together. I mean, these are my guys, and it helps a lot because we're just having fun. I mean, practices are fun. We're obviously, everybody's there to put in work, but we're having fun because these are the guys, and we're just having fun.
Now to an interclass matchup for boys teams. 4th-ranked Wheatland in 3A takes on the top-ranked 1A team in Lingle Fort Laramie. Now Wheatland started this one firing back-to-back threes coming from Tate Nichols and Jacob Miller to get the Bulldogs the lead early. But the Doggers, they battled back, and it was a tight run the whole way here as the 3 from Jaden LaPlante gives LFL the response. Now a late first half push put the Doggers up 24-23 at halftime. Now the second half just as competitive as the first. Back and forth we go, lead change after lead change. Layup from Bulldog Caden Neely there, and a 3 again for LaPlante puts the Doggers back up. But it would be Brady Cook leading the charge come the fourth quarter, doing it with the step back midi there, and then on defense, making sure to block away shots. The Doggers would go on to win it 49-43, a tight one, led by LaPlante 16 points, while Wheatland was led by Nichols with 14. 30 wins in a row now for LFL, but senior Jay Schlegel knew the turning point in this one and how to keep on winning.
It all comes down to our defense. That's what leads everything, As soon as we started playing defense in the first quarter there, everything kind of shifted. We kind of went on a crazy run there to begin, and we just kept it throughout the game.
Let's keep it at the shoot for more of the Birds Winter Classic. The Bronx taking on the South Boys. Josiah Fernandez back from injury and getting the Bison on the board first with a lay-in. South opened up the game with a 6-0 lead thanks to this nice turnaround hook shot from Graham Ward. Now Burns needs to lock in on defense. Hunter Munson does just that, coming away with a steal. Finds Parker Oshner leading the break. Nice pump fake, the mid-range J. That'll go. the Bronx would settle in and go into the half with a 7-point lead. Ochsner hit 3 triples in the first half. South, they would battle back and keep it close in the third, but Burns would keep them at arm's length. Sean Martin draining a 3 to make the lead 10. That's the dagger. Burns takes this one 57-47. Ochsner impressed. 20 points from the young man.
Oh, we're feeling good. The boys are ready. I mean, there's a lot of chemistry there this year. That helps especially. I mean, I know where my guys are going to be. We never argue. It's just love, and it's so fun to be a part of.
All right, now let's turn things over to our man of the North. Some would call him the king of the North, Jeff Wilson. What do you got for us, brother?
Hey, I'm the eyes and ears up here, you guys. We had a lot up here today for the Casper Classic. Here's what I've got. In the AM slate, Riverton and Sheraton collide on day number 2. Riverton, they were off to a really good start, getting an early lead. Taylon Leslieberg with the steal and score. They scored the first 6 points of the game with some solid work inside, but then Sheridan came alive, hitting key threes and crashing the board. Sheridan holding Riverton scoreless for nearly the second quarter. At the half, Sheridan had a commanding lead, 26-11. Number 32, Messa Hanift, was the culprit in the second half. She really came alive, scoring 27 points in the game. That was more than Riverton scored in total, the first time I've seen that. I guess Sheraton is good at everything. They keep on winning 51-24. After that game, let's move over to the men's match. Same teams going. Pretty much the same results. Sheraton dominated out of the gate, building a lead. Nate Miner gave them a taste of what's to come. And their defense was overwhelming to Riverton, doubling the ball carry, rotating well and causing takeaways. They're just A1, really giving them no air to breathe. They caused a lot of fast breaks, which equals to buckets. That's easy math right there. Before the first half ended, Riverton did catch fire. They hit a string of threes. Gage Trevor hit 3 straight threes to cut the lead to 10, 31-21. But behind Nate Miner's 18 points, there wasn't Riverton. There's nothing Riverton could do. Sheridan got those points back and stayed on the attack in the second half. They put up 42 more points in a big win for the Bronx, winning 73-46. Don't worry, we've got some more highlights after the break. Stick around, all right?
Now, to the moment 2,274 people have been waiting for. That's how many people entered our Josh Allen jersey giveaway. Can I get a drum roll, please? There it is.
The winner is Kelly Wilmarth. You have got yourself a brand new Josh Allen jersey. Wear it well.
All right, now congrats, Kelly. Our team will be in contact with you soon to make sure that you get it and make sure you tell your friends you got it from the Wyoming News Now Sports Josh Allen special.
We're now getting word that Ethan is on the main route. Let's see what he's got going on.
All right, joining you live from float number 142. Peak Properties are very nice to let us hop on here. We got the gingerbread man right here, my compatriot on the float. Go ahead and say hello. Well, I've never been on a float before, actually, so this is a first for me. So thank you to the Peak Property folks for letting us hop on. We're passing the ramen house right now, so you're gonna see us in a second. I can't wait to say hi to Carl and Lily. This is astounding. You know, I've covered parades. I've helped last year with calling the parade, but I've never been in a parade. So this is a bucket list moment for me, and it's pretty cool. I feel secure. I feel safe. And this is a fun time. So I'll see you guys here in a second. We're passing 17th, and we're going to see you along the bend. Back to you, Carl and Lily Beth.
Well, Ethan, were you just on a float? I am so jealous. We were just talking about that right now.